this is all new for us. So Furness College Goes Live is in place of doing open evenings and in place of doing a face-to-face assembly. So basically all year 11s are being offered the virtual assembly, and then we were going to do a live lunchtime student question and answer, but that hasn't happened at the moment because your assembly wasn't till 1:15 today. And then obviously we've got this evening session 4 till 6. So this is going to help you find out about the choice of courses that's on offer, what college life is like, and also maybe about your next steps and your career options. So welcome to this. So I'm leading this evening. So I'm Sandra and I'm school liaison and events, but Keely already knows me, so that's good. And then we've got Ebony and Kane Fleming. And I'll let them introduce themselves properly in a minute. And then we've got a panel of experts. So if you want to introduce yourself, guys, that would be great.
Okay, I'll start. Hi, I'm Will Johnson, one of the IT and media tutors.
Hi, I'm Kath Curry and I'm one of the health and social care tutors.
Hi, I'm Nicola Newton. I'm one of the early years and education tutors.
Hi, I'm Hilary Johns. I'm head of maths and English here, so if you've got any questions about how that fits in with your studies, feel free to ask.
I'm Ebony. I'm a careers advisor and student services lead at Channelside.
Hi, I'm Kane Fleming and I'm a digital marketing apprentice at Furness College.
Fantastic. So the aim of the evening is to answer your questions about college life and the courses such as BTECs, CTECs, and the things that are new are T-levels. And we'll explain a little bit about that, okay? So we are the beating heart of education in our community. So why would you choose us and who are we? So Furness College is the largest provider of education and skills training in Cumbria. And as you probably know, Lisa and Keely, we're based on 2 campuses, down at Channelside and then the sixth form campus, because we've all become one college. So sixth form is now part of Furness College. So in 2019, we were rated good by Ofsted and inspectors praised the quality of provision. We have the biggest choice of courses in Cumbria, ranging from apprenticeships right through to A-levels and to the new T-levels that will be delivered from September. And we also offer BTECs, CTECs and right through to degrees. So you could even stay with us in Barrow and not go off to university and still do degrees. So like I said, we're successfully selected to run T-levels from 2021. So have you been to the campus at all, Keely? No, okay. So unfortunately, because of COVID, our year 10 days that are normally really good fun, you didn't get to do, and we're really sorry about that. So you would have experienced the day at both campuses, and unfortunately that's not happened. So we'll just explain a little bit about the campuses. So Channelside, that's the one down by the cinema on the one-way system, and we offer the full-time vocational courses, apprenticeships and higher education, and it's a £47 million campus, so it's got absolutely everything you can imagine in it. We do all the skills training and apprenticeship training to a large number of employers in the area, such as BAE Systems, and we offer all their apprenticeships, all the qualifications for them to move out into their sector of work. We focus on providing high quality education and skills training for both young people and adults across Furness and beyond. And we've got some amazing facilities. So unfortunately, I know you've not seen them, Keely, but we have a hair and beauty salon, which is open to the public or has been open and will be opened again soon. We have a gym, and you can join that gym from as little as £9 a month, but it's also used by students who are studying sport and public services. We have lots of different learning hubs around the college where you can sit and study when you're not on your timetable. And we've got a motor vehicle garage and lots of other workshops. So if you were going to choose to come to us, Keely, and you wanted to come to Channelside, you would just pick one of these subjects. And the reason you would pick one of these at Channelside is that if you were to do a level 3, which is the next step after achieving 5 GCSEs at grades 9 to 4, then you would do one of these which would be a level 3, and that is equivalent to 3 A levels. So that's why you only pick one. If you didn't get maths and English at grades 9 to 4, then you would probably start on a level 2 course and then do that for 1 year and then move on to level 3. But you would still pick just one of them. So sixth form. Barrow Sixth Form has around 500 students, so it's a smaller campus, and class sizes average about 16 to 18 students. And like I said before, you can study at Sixth Form. You can do A levels, B Techs, C Techs, T levels, and you can resit your GCSEs in maths, English, and science. So that's something to think about as well. The tutors are specialists at teaching post 16, so teaching after secondary school, and you'll be treated as an individual. And research shows that students who join a sixth form college are better prepared for when they move on to university. So it's also a proven path to go to university and onto higher apprenticeships. So we have a wider choice of courses than a school sixth form. And last year, we had 100% pass rate, and with 57% of those pass rates being A star to B. So that was a really big achievement for us. So if you wanted to study at the sixth form campus, which is by St Bernard's, your school, you would pick 3 of these. So some of them may look really familiar, but others are probably less familiar, and they might be things that you've not come across before. So it opens up your options and it gives you a chance to have a good think about things that you might like to try. And this is why you could ask questions, because you might want to know what like psychology is about, or you might want to know what sociology is and stuff like that. And these are questions that you can ask me to pass on to tutors, and they will answer those questions for you, okay? Yeah. So if you were going to be an honours student, which means you were really high achieving in year 11, then you might get a chance to pick a 4th subject or do an extended project qualification on top of 3 A levels. So this is brand new for September, and this is something that Keely might want to consider studying, which is a T level. So what's the difference? Well, a T level is 80% classwork and 20% out in an industry placement. So you would spend 45 days over 2 years out in the sector that you maybe want to work in. So rather than just doing maybe a week in, I don't know, say you were interested in being a teaching assistant, doing a week in a school or a few days in a nursery here and there, you will actually get to do 45 days with the same employer. And this is what businesses and local employers have asked for. So the government have built these qualifications, and again, it's equivalent to 3 A levels. So I would say the difference between a B Tech and this would be that the placement is a lot stronger. Yeah. So T levels are technical qualifications that I said have been designed by businesses and employers. And we're going to be delivering the 4 listed from September. So equivalent to 3 A levels, the placement, which will prepare you for work or higher education. And those are the ones that we're going to be undertaking. So health, which will be run at Channelside. The science will be run at Rating Lane. Education and childcare will be run at Channelside. And I believe digital is going to be run at Channelside as well. So what we're going to do now is hand over to some of the panelists, and Kane and Ebony are going to take some frequently. Well, we'll go through some questions and then we'll ask you some questions as well. Okay. Yeah. So I'll hand over to Ebony. Are you there, Ebs?
Sorry, I was on mute for a second then.
Sorry.
So we do get asked different questions by people. So we've just picked some of the popular ones that we do get asked. So one of them is, can I change courses? Now, we do offer course changes for students. Students usually have up until October half term to change courses to another full-time course, but that it does depend on availability in the course area that they want to go into. So normally what happens is students will have a chat with the personal progress coach, who'd then refer them to me, and then I would have a chat with them about options, sort of seeing why they're wanting to change and where they're wanting to go, and then from there we would arrange the transfer to be done. If after October that you wanted to swap courses, that's where options become very limited. We do have a couple of options available, so that would be something that we discuss with the individual students about why they're wanting to change and where they can go from there. Okay. So another one, I think this has already been answered in the chat, but I'll put this to other members of staff, is do students need to stay in college all day?
Depends on the timetable. If the timetable with gaps, and they don't have to stay in during the gaps, so lunch times, maybe they have an afternoon off on a certain timetable. It does depend on the timetable.
Yeah, and just to add on that from what Will was saying, so each area is different and the campuses are as well. So you'll find a Rating Lane, if you're doing A levels and CTECs, because you're doing a mixture of courses, you will find that you do more full days than like Channelside, where you might do half days, couple full days, and then maybe a half day, something like that. So it does vary depending what courses you are studying. Okay, so another one, who do students see if they have a problem?
Who wants to field that? Anybody on the panel?
Well, the personal progress coaches would meet with the student once a week anyway to discuss their needs. But also, if there's any problem whatsoever, they can always come to any member of staff confidentially, discuss any problems they have. And we'd obviously refer back to a personal progress coach as well.
Perfect.
And we also have the teaming student services as well, who can support students if they've got any concerns or anything. Okay, so our next one is their classroom support. Does someone want to that?
Yeah, I can do that one. So we have learning support assistants who are based in most level 2 classes and level 1 classes. If you were on a level 3 programme and needed support, you can choose whether you have that in class or whether you would like to see your mentor outside of class, so that you can choose really if you would like support inside or outside class.
Can I just add to that as well? So
Yeah.
generally speaking, if students have had what we call access arrangements at school, so for example, if the students had extra time at school or they have a reader for their exams, that information will be passed between the secondary school and our SENCO. So she will collate all that information, because that's especially important, especially if you're going to be doing maths and English, because obviously we need to make sure that you get, you know, extra time for your exams, and if you've had that before, we need to make sure that that continues. Okay. We do have students who have not had that at school, but either say to us they think they need some extra time or they need some extra assistance, or tutors pick that up in lessons that they think a student is struggling in certain aspects, and we can refer that student for an assessment then to see if they do need some additional support provided. So it's a very thorough process.
Perfect.
Okay, so just one last one that a popular question that we do get asked is about financial help for students. So we do have the student bursary that is available. However, there is things that we need to take into account. So things like household income. Students can only qualify if the household income is under 23,000 a year. So we need to see evidence of parents' wage slips, if they're in receipt of a benefit, any sort of income that they're getting. So we would assess it based on that. With that, students can either get help with travel if they're more than 3 miles away from college. So normally that's a bus pass, or help with train fare if you're coming from Millen Way. Students can also pick, so they either pick the travel or they can pick the participation allowance, which is a £60 payment every half term, and that's based on having attendance above 90%. So it's just to sort of help out a little bit financially. We have no stipulations what that's spent on either. Students can also get free lunches if they, if they feel that benefit them more, or they can choose to get help with kit and equipment for their course. So if you're doing something like construction or engineering, we'll cover the cost of work boots. If you're doing something like catering, then it'll be uniform for catering. So there are a few options with the bursary, but as it stands for this year, the income threshold is 23,000. So it may increase, it may decrease for next year, but we don't usually get that confirmed until around April time. Okay.